marksmen we are used to seeing in the meta. The carry, the Bruno, and the Claude. Natan comes out for RRQ Hoshi. They did lose 2-0 to Onyx, but in game 2 they made it close with the Natan.
So my question is, if they pick up something like the Harith, how does that fare in the lane versus Natan?
Yeah, the Natan for sure will require a bit more time to scale up. Harith has more ways to really make those flashy plays in the early stages of the game. Later on though, at some point in the mid game, I think with about 3 items, I think that will be where the Natan becomes that much more of a problem compared to the Harith. And you have to remember, there's a lot of crowd control and ways for them to stop any engage, any aggressive moves here. So with the Paquito and the Harith, it's a mobility-based strategy here that can target the Natan. Hopefully for RRQ they can get something. Without a Minotaur, you do wonder if it's going to be something like a Tigreal, you know, something with a bit of displacement to really push away the threats from Skylar.
They need a jungle.
What?
They need a jungle, RRQ.
Oh, right.
Yeah. They already have a roam and a XP.
Varats, Fredrin, Baxia is the one open here.
How crazy would it be if they go Lance? No,
There
it'll
you
be
go,
too crazy.
Baxia.
Something that's a signature for Irad. Something that could actually dive towards the Novaria, but again, way too risky, I think. So they have to go with something safer. Baxia.
Baxia against a Minotaur, against a Paquito, against a Harith and Fredrin. You know, he's cutting down on a lot of shielding and regeneration with the passive, so not the best, not the worst of picks, but there will be a very small amount of crowd control available to RRQ from the jungle position. So that means there's even more pressure on Skylar to position well and outplay a lot of these dive attempts.
And that's gonna be it. Will they be able to? I mean, with the roster, I feel like Evos, there's a time frame to it in order for it to work, because if it goes into the late game, RRQ, I do believe, have an advantage. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the wings of MPLID are soaring high, like both of these teams want to by the end of this. Welcome to the classic derby between Evos Glory and RRQ.
It's time to see whether Evos have improved enough with their new lineup up against RRQ, tested in the previous tournament as well. Irad and Anavel, a new name, Anavel, and a name that is quite familiar, Irad. Already though, Dreams, my god, chunked down with the Curse Blast by Octa and Brusco very early on, even the more damage here from the Curse Blast and the Vengeance from Brusco. They might be looking for a dive. Once they go for this, a reset already. Brusco doesn't go for the dive just yet, not completely, but Clockhood is forced back. He does clear the wave, but he does lose a bit of that minion XP.
That's what you can get with an aggressive roamer accompanied with the Vexana. And the 3-man roam goes for Dreams once again, but Anavel comes in to try and contest.
Goes through the taunt. Oh, a retreat from Irad, but a miss. It's still Anavel who gets it, I believe. Or was it Irad?
I believe it was Anavel, but RRQ, again, showing aggression already. And that's what they have to do with this mid lane roam lineup. If they don't, and they wait till the late game, that's more time for Clockhood and Dreams to wait for those big moments and then make the plays happen.
Now we're already in minute number 1, on the way to level 2, but Irad goes in again?
Ooh. First blood in the mid lane. Dreams gets a knock up, but Irad pokes him down too. And it's 1-0, an early lead for the Kings.
That's not exactly the best kind of scenario that Evos Glory are finding themselves in, especially earlier on where they might want to look for a good control and dominance here in the early game.
Brusco, look at the emblems, he's going for Thrill, so there's a lot of damage. But again, RRQ, they're trying to go for it.
Versus Poissons, Anavel forced back instantly here. Still RRQ who hold the gold lead, but first to the turtle, it's actually Anavel.
I just remembered, this was Anavel on the Fredrin who got a Maniac yesterday.
Right, on the Alpha, right, with a lot of true damage. We'll see if we can do the same with the Fredrin pick, but look at Dreams already getting chunked down.
Brusco knows how to play the Minotaur, man, so he is going to try to punish as much as possible. Eternal Guard to the back, Anavel trying to go for an opening. Fluffy, knockout strike on a 3, but the Curse Blast and the final slash takes Anavel down. Now Fluffy in the midst, forced to flicker out. 1.2k up ahead, RRQ.
Okay, Caster Curse.
Caster Curse?
Caster Curse. I was just talking about Anavel and he gets taken down even before they go for the neutral objective. And that's RRQ with a 1k gold lead, like you mentioned earlier on. and he's falling behind of Irad 2 levels already.
Yeah, the talent prediction by Samsung Galaxy though. Mirko, I don't like what I see, but Brusco is going in.
Brusco likes what he sees. Jumps in with the final slash too, trying to give Skylar a bit more pressure to play with.
Ooh.
He is lacking in this gold lane, but so far, with the help of Brusco, he's actually still a level ahead.
Yeah, Brusco is spending a lot of time in the mid lane, right? Trying to help Octa with the clear, with the 1v1. And I mean, it does a lot of damage, but now look at Irad. Cancelled out. Dreams, now that's the Minotaur power, man. The cover, the disengage. And for RRQ though, they're gonna go straight into the jungle, try and get some more when the lanes are all pushed up.
Did he use Retribution?
Yes, he did.
Annabelle did.
NFL and Irad.
Both of them did. Okay, I thought it was really close to the next turtle, but it turns out there's still 43 seconds left on the clock. Dreams looking for an opening on to the members, but look at this.
Very aggressive from Annabelle, gets punished for it instantly with the final splash. Once again, Dreams gets a 3-man Minus Fury, but it really doesn't do much here. Only a disengage for Evos Glory, but they have lost their jungler for the second time this game to Brusco, who is now 3-0 up.
He does realize he's a roamer, right?
Well, we've seen that pattern, man. The roamer going in with some damage. It's going in again. Not
Very
getting it
aggressive.
there.
Gonna go in. Natko has the bond force. Curse Blast will shoo him away, but now the turtle is going to be spawning back in the land of Dawn, and Brusco will have to recall. Maybe Skylar too, because we'll give Evos more pride to play with.
I don't think they're going back. It looks like Skylar has not opted to recall, and despite Annabelle already going in for the next neutral objective, RRQ, they're circling very close behind. Another thing to remember, Annabelle is still a level below of Irad. This should be his to win.
Natko in the back with Fluffy as well. A good knockout strike there, and the retribution from Annabelle. A win. Irad missed a retreat, but Octa will be able to find a kill back. Now Natko in the midst of it all, jumping with his on force. Dawn very low, dashing one more time, not able to connect on that first skills. Brusco goes with the vengeance and stuns him back up to get the reset. Dreams very low. Irad caught opposition. Natko dealing damage when the shield unity comes down with also that with the Purify. The minion's fury is not enough to get him out. Irad 1 HP. Clockwood needs one more shot. He goes in for the Astral Spear. Brusco's trying to cover for him, but Clockwood finds the Astral Meteors. He gets slashed back in with the vengeance. Now Fluffy jumps in, but Brusco is able to get out 5-0-1 and gets out away from the boxer.
Bruce Goat making it happen. Skylar!
Natko goes in for the Zaman Force, still not enough for the veteran. Skylar takes him down.
What a high-paced game right there. Out of nowhere, everyone just started creating blows, but I think RRQ come out on top. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna
Laps so far, and yes, RQ with a gold lead, but not so much.
not too decisive for sure. You can see a swap coming in right here. Hang on, Natko on top against Dawn instead. Might be a mistake.
Not too sure about this, man. It's the vengeance as well. He gets locked down completely by Dawn. You disrespect the damage just a bit and you will get punished. Natko, 0-2 now. Solo killed by Dawn.
Let's take a look at the items for now. That's a War Axe in the hands of Dawn, so he's gonna do a lot of damage and he's gonna be very difficult to catch. And as Irad is just chasing around, he has rushed an Antique Cuirass, knowing that he'll be taking the bulk of his damage. Bulk of his damage taken will be from abilities, not from basic attacks. He's going with that, and Docta going in with the Glowing One Rush as well. So not having a lot of cooldown, but as long as he gets one spell rotation off, that will be enough to get almost full value from the itemization.
RQ, they're already setting up for this next neutral objective. Irad already in. Is he going to look for the steal this time around?
Shield Unity stops him though, now to the knockout strike as well. Annabelle going to win out here as Natko jumps into the back line with his on force over to Skylar and over towards Octa, zoning away the backliners as Irad gets completely obliterated by the other members of Evos Glory. And it's a win for Evos Glory. A kill on Annabelle and a kill on, a kill on Irad and a kill on the Turtle.
Wow, man, RRQ, they just went at it, and Evos, with the Minion Fury, with the abilities they had, they're able to get control over in the Turtle Pit, but also zone away the backline members. Skylar was not able to get space to really output damage in that fight. That's a winning teamfight formula for Evos. RRQ, they have to adapt somehow.
I mean, they get a turret, though, in the top side, so it is a small win, not exactly the best of trade-offs, but it is a start here for them. Meanwhile, Fluffy and Dawn, they're going to be in the same lane once again, as Skylar has opted to move up.
Now it's a 1v1 again in the gold lane, but only in the XP lane this time. Got the view of RRQ from Skylar. They're both just hovering around each other, man. I'm just waiting for them to fight.
There's a big power spike from Clockun right now, though, with the Lightning Truncheon. Now the backline's got to be a lot more cautious. If earlier they were zoned away by Fluffy, right, by Fluffy or Nadco, jumping straight at them, now they have to be worried about getting low enough for Clockun to just snipe them down.
This is already building towards a gold lead for RRQ. A little heavier than before, despite Evos' victory earlier on. Already with a 1.3k gold lead.
They spotted that.
And the tempo has gone slow. What?
Octa again. It's happened again. Opening up the map there. Evos held control over the mid and punished Octa.
RRQ, they're trying to just spread out around the map, and it allows them to farm a bit more efficiently. But in doing so, in contrast to Evos that group together as 5, they just lose out in the proactiveness in moving in for a kill. Now they have some lane pressure, but the Lord is up, and Fluffy is the first person to really try and impact that far side.
Going for it. Irad, I think they're looking for a play in the mid side before they go for it. That far lane is going to be pushed up, but the same can be said for the opposite side of the map. Brusco goes in though.
Onto the Eternal Guard with Final Slash. A good layer of CC as Brusco dives in deep. With help now. Oh my god, Brusco gonna get slam dunked down with a bonk. Vengeance though from Don, providing a bit of safety. Natko doing some damage, not enough to take Don down. He will be able to escape. It's Brusco traded in for Dreams, a roamer for roamer, but remember, that was a shutdown for Brusco. 5-0 earlier. And Evil's Glory, they strike the mid lane turret down.
In theory, getting the Minotaur out of the teamfight equation is better, but RRQ ain't going for it. They've secured the purple now for Irad. They both have red shoes available. It's still a 50-50, same level. But look at Fluffy immediately making the macro decision to move away, to push, knowing that his team can dictate how the fight happens. They can just wait and disengage, but RRQ strike first.
No turret in the bottom lane. Natko is forced to use its on force, but he's so opposition. Gets picked off. Annabelle trying to provide Dreams a bit of cover, and he does so. Fluffy, though, is picking up turrets on the other side of the map. That's a tier 2 taken down. Evo's Glory, do they concede the Lord over? RRQ are on it. Annabelle poked down by Brusco. Don trying to do the same thing, zoning him away. Entropy now as a Minute Fury is going to be able to... No, it's not! He gets shredded down before it even happens now with 3-man taunt. But it's not going to work right now. The Final Slash actually displaces him, and Don picks up a double kill. Fluffy with a knockout strike, bringing him back, shoving them into the Lord. Fluffy going to be ulted down by Don, walked down in the mid lane. But Don falls back. Clockun is Octa, who flickers forward, goes in for the kill over to Clockun, but will not be able to find it. They've done enough though. They've zoned it. Fluffy jumps up to Skylar, but Octa peels for him, and Skylar gets out.
He barely makes it out with a sliver of health. And that is what Skylar can do with his experience, showing that it's not as simple for Natko, the person who claimed that he was better than Skylar. And here he is with a 2-0-5 KDA at the moment. And it was so unfortunate for Evos that Skylar was able to secure that Holy Crystal right before that Lord fight.
Man, this is a lot of insane plays coming in from both teams. Both very willing to just go for risky plays. I mean, Fluffy going for the assassination to Skylar right there. He does have a full damage build, but it's just not enough just yet. Clockun though has a Divine Glaive, so the wave clear is there, unless Octa can say something about it.
Annabelle just taunting Don down with Lord in the bottom lane. They're looking to go for a siege. But look at Fluffy, still always looking for trades on the map.
Ooh, that's a snipe coming in from Clockun. And again, they've already sent Don back, so it's a 5v4 technically with the Lord, but they're backing away from it. They're concerned about being forced into a fight without the full 5.
They don't know where the Paquito is. That's the problem. They want to get flanked out by Fluffy. And so they are going to go for a safer decision. They are going to retreat. They do... Oh, very close. But this is a 3k gold lead still in for Rex Regum Kaon.
I mean, the whole turn of events, getting those kills, securing the Lord as well. You're seeing what RRQ can bring to the table here when it comes to damage, right? Crowd control-wise, not a lot of AoEs, not a lot of ways to really go for a big combo. but you give them enough time and enough 1v1s, they can just burst down a lot of these squishier members on the side of Evos. But the macro play from Evos though gains them one more turret. Fortunately, will be traded out by Skylar right here. But Evos, man, they are playing the slow game very well.
Now it's all about how they set up for the next Lord. So far, they've just been trading map pressure, but with this equal trade in turrets, Arashi, you know, tier 2 down below, tier 2 up top, who does it favor for RRQ? Is it more worth it to have a tier 2 up for Evos in the bottom lane, or the tier 2 in the middle lane for RRQ?
Alright, I feel that turrets in general will really favor RRQ if it's traded evenly, because they have the chase potential. Look at this!
They're gonna go in with the shield unity. Rad is able to catch up to Fluffy, but he is way faster than everyone else on the team. The others don't have wheels.
Oh, exactly. So the chase potential is for RRQ, and for Evos, for the most part, they're not very mobile, right? Of course, Novaria can phase through the walls, and Fluffy can dash a lot, but the main body of the team, the moving part, the roam, the front line, and the DPS, the Harris, aren't very active. Whoa!
Natko again opposition. Forced to use the Purify now. The final slash is going to be able to displace him out of the Zaman Force, but he is able to find it still. A minute's Fury. Natko acted as a bait. He's able to find just one member. It's only Brusco right now as Don tries to run him down. Over with the yo-yos on Natko. He's getting the shield, but it's not going to be enough to save himself. Don is unstoppable. Skylar picks up a double, and it's Evo's Glory who are now running away. A knockout strike from Fluffy to try to run away from Irad, but he goes for the objective instead. 3-for-1 trade.
That was almost a 4-for-1 if Fluffy got caught here, but it looks like CC Dawn is already on the way to make that happen. But here it is, RRQ with the space and the time to be able to get this uncontested, supposedly.
Oh no.
Fluffy
should be dead here. I don't know how he can escape this. Dawn kiting him away, walking back to Irad, trying to sidestep. Knockout strike, he's buying a whole lot of time with a knockout strike on a 3 right now, but now Brusco locks him down. There's a vengeance, and there's a big burst from Skylar.
We're just talking again about the chase potential with no turrets all the way till the base. RRQ, they just run down Evos that can't hold their ground. Not enough tankiness, not enough damage. Still, the purple is secured by Annabelle, but the Lord is marching down, and RRQ with their full force against an Evos without Fluffy.
Exactly, the timing couldn't have been worse.
Oh! Big final slide for Bruce Goats! Brings Clockhood back, Minus Fury though, into the back, getting a taunt as well for Annabelle. And the Zaman Force does nothing, he gets bursted down before he can even put down damage. It's just Annabelle, a good bonk ahead as Octa flickers forward to get a Terrify, but he isn't able to find it just in time. Skylar should be able to hit on the base. Annabelle is back up with a bit of healing from the fountain. Fluffy going up top, trying to clear this way, but he has to give it up towards RRQ. 16 seconds on Clockhood. Dreams in the midst of it all gonna be shredded down. He has the immortality, so he gets a second life, but Fluffy now jumps in. It's not gonna be enough. Skylar is massive now. Look at that burst down. RRQ strikes first in the Classic Derby.
The Kings reign over the Tigers in the first game of this best of 3 series. On the back of very interesting decisions coming in from Evo's Glory.
Whew, man, RRQ. There are a lot of questions for every single member on their roster, but they answered everything so well in this game.